Time. What's happening in your city? You got love for your city? City views. City views. City views. City views. Oh, city views. City views. City views. City views. Oh, city views. City views. City views. City views. Oh, city views. City views. City views. City views. City views. Oh, city views. City views. City views. City views. City views. City views. City views.
All right. Welcome back to our show, the new CT views, no longer city views.
Yes.
And to my left, we have co-host Kareem.
Peace. How y'all doing?
Not Balzolini. He's not wearing his
I'm not wearing
Balzolini
my
shirt today.
I feel the,
And we have a new co-host joining us, and her name is Isabella. Welcome, Isabella.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Yay! So you're going to be our permanent new co-host, is that correct?
Yes.
We're glad to have you. Thank you for joining us. Now tell the audience and us a little more about yourself.
So I'm Isabella. I'm from the area, northwest corner of Connecticut. My parents actually ran a business out in Torrington for about 8 years, which is how I met Jacques, who got me involved with a lot of different community projects. So I had some involvement with the Northwest Chamber of Commerce for a really long time, and I now work for Northwestern Connecticut Community College, which is now CT State at Northwestern.
Right.
I work in the admissions office, so I help students go through the admissions process. I work with a lot of superintendents in area schools, as well as at Advance. I work with them very thoroughly for our rep groups, and figuring out how to get students in through the admissions process. And along with that, I also work doing some transcript reindexing, and so I'm really kind of in the weeds of the admissions and processing of applications and all of that.
You do a lot.
That's what I'm saying. I was just about to say, damn, go on.
There's never a dull day at work for you.
No, definitely not.
Now, since the Connecticut Community College system kind of became one uniform system, has Northwestern seen an increase in students?
So we have in certain aspects. We offer a lot of our courses online since that was kind of the demand, especially from COVID. So we do have a lot of students who, from all areas of Connecticut, will actually take classes with us online. We also have our highest enrollment in the last 3 years, which is really nice. We have just over 1,000 students on our campus this semester, so we're hoping to continue that trend into the next couple years as it's our first year fully merged as CT State.
Oh, nice. Very nice. Well, welcome. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you.
We have a very packed show for you today. As you can see, there's so many things going on our table. We have to talk about Culture in the Courtyard, which is a fundraiser that Culture for a Cause is putting on, and that's going to be September 21st. We're very excited about that fundraiser. We've got exciting raffle items donated by so many people throughout the community. So we're here to talk about that. We're also going to be talking about our rebranding. So we've rebranded from City Views to CT Views. And with that rebranding, we decided to come up with a new logo. And with the help of Kareem here, he's a great photographer. Kareem came up with these four different ones. And as you can see, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We do have our choice that we do have the one that we chose, but we want you, our viewing audience, to tell us which one we went with. And if you guess correctly, you can win a ticket to Culture in the Courtyard. Now, Culture in the Courtyard, like I said, is an amazing fundraising event that's going to be held at 5 Points Art Gallery on 855 University Drive from 5:30 p.m. till 8 p.m. We're going to have the John Brown Project viewing. We're going to have snacks, hors d'oeuvres. We're going to have books. We're going to have photographs by Kareem and by, I believe, Anya, which is AKS Designs. So 1, 2, 3, 4, those are your choices. If you couldn't call in today or tomorrow, or I'm sorry, today or next week, next Tuesday. Next Tuesday is the last day to call in, and then we're gonna give a free ticket to the person who guesses correctly. Okay, so we're gonna show this several times throughout the show, but and the number to call in is 860-361-9985. Again, 860-361-9985. Did I read that right? I'm not wearing my glasses.
Yeah, that's 9985. You got it. You got it.
Okay. Sometimes I can read the numbers just clearly, and then sometimes I'm like, all right, I need to put my spectacles
I
on.
think we should know that by heart by now.
We should, right?
Yeah.
With the amount of people that call in?
Yeah. I'm guilty.
So, Kareem, how's your coffee today?
It's good.
Yeah?
It's really good.
It's
really,
a new brand we're trying out.
It's coffee. It's good.
Good coffee. Blow that. Don't burn your tongue here.
Mm.
All right. So,
Very good.
first off, I want to just talk about, do you see this cute little gnome? Do you see that
is
guy?
nice. Yo, man, when you came
Isn't he
to
cute?
the meeting the other day.
Where is he?
I was
Where is he?
like,
Oh, right there. Isn't he adorable? So I was at a fall festival a couple days ago, and there was one of the vendors there. Her name is Elaine, and she owns the Embroidery Wizard out of Winston. And she hand sews every single item.
So this is like handmade, like
Handmade.
like
So
really cute.
She
on a
makes
fur
all
and-
these different gnomes. She has every gnome you could think of. This is a bingo gnome. Do
Yeah,
you see that?
I was looking at
bingo
the bingo.
gnome.
I want to play a game right now.
And do you see these cute little things? These are card holders. So if you're playing a game of cards and, you just don't want to hold your cards all fanned out, or you're not, that great at fanning your cards out, this is a nice little card holder, and you stick all your cards in here and you hold them out. So I spoke to Elaine, and she decided to donate this raffle prize.
Nice.
Wasn't that great?
That's good for Uno.
Yeah,
Yeah.
especially for young kids,
Yeah.
because they don't know how to fan
No.
their cards out at
And
all.
it's good for hiding in case you have cheaters in your
You
group.
know what I'm saying? Yeah,
Mhm.
exactly. I'm not
So,
a card player, but
You're not a card player?
Nah, Uno. I know how to play Uno.
Uno's fun.
That's just it. I don't know.
You can never go wrong with Uno. So she donated this item here. We have this lovely book, Coco's Carnival Connection, which is going to be showcased at the fundraising event. It's going to be available for sale there as well. This book was written by me,
Oh my
Coco's
gosh.
Carnival
Yeah.
Connection. I'll just kind of give you a little preview of some of the different things you can, some of the pictures in the book. And basically it's about the story of a little girl who just felt like a part of her was missing, and until she went back to the country of her birth, rediscovered her cultural heritage, and realized that that's the piece of her that was missing. And when she came back to the United States, she decided to share that heritage, that cultural richness, with everyone, and started teaching Caribbean dance. So, and that is basically my story.
Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
yeah. So the book is going to be there, along with a lot of your photography. Can you tell us
Yeah.
a little more about that?
Well, my photography is I'm a freelance photographer. So it's just work that I've done over the past few years, and it's not just of Torrington and Connecticut. It's of New York, where I'm from, and it's a lot of neat pictures. I was told it was neat.
I've
but,
seen them. They're absolutely
they
amazing.
alright,
Are they mainly taken with the drone?
The drone,
or?
yeah. I'm a drone photographer, so I do a lot with drone photography and with my camera. This is the season right now. Is my favorite season to
The fall season.
capture photography right now. Is it's the fall season.
My understanding is we're going to have a great foliage this fall because of all the rain
Yeah,
that we got. The colors are going to be so rich and so vibrant.
but you have to catch it at the right time.
You do
You
have to
do
catch
have
it
to
at the
catch it
right
because
time.
you know that wind come through. We get that strong wind,
Oh yeah.
and them leaves are gone, and I'm like, what happened? You know, I'm like, what happened? So
You know what I love seeing? I love seeing the imprint that the leave leave on the pavement,
mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
right?
It's so
Mm-hmm.
At
pretty.
the end of fall, after they've been down so long and they finally get blown off, the printout is absolutely amazing, isn't it?
It is. It's gorgeous.
All right, so now we're gonna go to our sponsors.
Sponsors. Our sponsors come to you by Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 or on the web at tothins at oponline.net. Mel Brickman and Health Markets, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite Number 1, Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. They can be reached at 860-307-1128 or on the web at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. To the Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120, located in Torrington. The Chambers is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And to Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
All right, we thank you to all our sponsors.
Thank you,
Without
thank you.
you, our show would not be possible. So we really want to thank you
Yes.
for sponsoring CT Views.
CT views. I like that. I
CT
like
views.
that. Got,
Yeah,
got
I
a
do
ring
like
to
that.
it.
Mhm.
I got a
I
nice
do
ring
like
to
that.
it.
Nice ring.
Nice ring. So,
All right, so shortly we should be getting a phone call from, I believe, Michelle Cook in the What's
Yes.
Cooking Corner.
Coryse,
Yes.
let me ask you, coming from the islands, right?
Mhm.
When you first saw, speaking of fall, when you first saw like leaves changing and things like that, how did you feel? What came to you, like the snow and
I
the
remember my
leaves and
first snowfall. I believe we were living in Canaan at the time, and it was light flurries, but it was definitely like, wow, what this is actually happening. You know, we see it on TV. We
yeah, I
saw
was
it
just
like
about to say that. Yeah,
all the Disney shows, and finally we're actually, experiencing it. And the first few snowfalls were amazing, and then after that, we're like, all right, this is cold. We don't like this anymore.
Right. It's enough.
Like
Once it
this,
gets over a
I'm
foot,
all right
we're
now.
good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah,
I've had enough of this.
yeah.
But the leaves changing, it's definitely very it's just like picture perfect when you see it. Like watching all the different colors, you're really just in awe of wow, nature is really it's
beautiful,
inspiring,
man.
it's
beautiful.
beautiful. It's just
It's beautiful.
like I said, I love when it leaves the imprint. I actually wrote a poem about that, about the imprint that it leaves on the pavement at the end of fall. It's absolutely amazing.
Did you do like the pile of leaves up and jump in the?
Yes, we did.
Yeah.
You have to.
Yeah,
As a
I
kid,
know,
you
I
always
know.
have to.
Oh
I
yeah.
know, it's
Right?
crazy. It's
The
insane.
quintessential fall activity.
Yeah,
You
you know
just
what
got
I'm
to make
saying?
sure there's no, hard or sharp objects.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I have my moments. I'm a boy, so I'm
Oh,
trying to
boy.
flip, and I mean we were dangerous doing this stuff. We're thinking the leaves is like a mattress, but
Yeah.
no,
They're not.
No, not at all.
Get a
Not
tree
at all.
branch or a
Not
stick,
yet.
it
So
Yeah,
becomes
that-
a problem.
Yeah. So
My son tries to get me to jump in leaves now, and I'm like, I
no,
can't
we
do
can't do
this.
it now. Can't do that now. Can't do that now.
That was when I was a kid. Okay, I can't.
Hey,
Now, I believe we have a caller calling in. Could that be Michelle Cook? Is she calling in? Okay, I gotta put my spectacles on here. Michelle,
Hey,
what's
Michelle,
cooking?
what's
How are
cooking?
you?
I'm good. How are you?
We're pretty good. We're pretty
Good,
good
good,
over
good.
here. I'm pretty sure you're very busy these days.
I am, but I took a pause in my daily campaigning to give you all a call and check in and do our What's Cooking segment. Very excited to have us back and rolling.
Yes, we're excited. And what do you think of our new name, CT Views and not City Views?
I like it. I do.
Very nice, very nice. Thank you. So we want to talk to you today about the progress of the high school. So can you tell us a little more about what's going on there?
I can. It's so very exciting. So we are on target, on task, and on time. And so where we are right now is the high schoolers will be able to move in January. I don't have the exact date yet, but I know that they were hoping for right after Christmas break.
Mm-hmm.
And so then the high schoolers would transition out of the old high school into the new high school. They will also at that point use the middle school gymnasium that is in the new school. And then we will start tearing down the old school. The old gymnasium is not getting torn down. We are keeping the four walls, but we are gutting that gymnasium. So we can keep it the size that it is, and we don't have to lose, to make it any smaller.
Okay.
So, and then what will happen is, so all of that stuff will take, the old school will start getting torn down after the kids move over to the new school after Christmas. And then the middle schoolers will not, or the 7th and 8th graders, I don't want to say all middle schoolers, the 7th and 8th graders will not start the middle school side over there, the 7th and 8th grade side, until next school year. So that August, end of August, 1st of September start date was when the 7th and 8th graders will enter the new building.
Now, so 7, 8, and then 9 through 12 is all going to be in the new building.
Correct. Absolutely correct.
And is 7 and 8 going to be like on one floor and then high school on the other 2 floors? How are they dividing it?
Right. So if you're to look at the new school from Bessie Drive,
Mm-hmm.
you'll see like a half moon looking building towards Route 8.
Yeah.
And then you're going to see a long, cruise ship looking building straight ahead of you.
Okay.
So the straight ahead building on the right side, closest to the old school, that is going to be 7th and 8th grade. They will have their own floors on that side of the building.
Okay.
On the left side of the building, towards Route 8, the half moon circular building is going to be 9, 10, 11, and 12. And on the very top floor of that left side of the building, in their own entrance, exit, and elevator is going to be the Board of Education.
Oh, wow.
Wow.
Oh, the Board of Ed is moving too. Very nice.
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
We're going to have, so what are they going to do with that old Board of Ed building?
I am not sure. I believe that probably gets turned back over to the city because traditionally the buildings are owned by the municipality, but they're occupied by the Board of Education. So if that stands true, then what will end up happening is that the city will take back Midgeon Avenue.
Okay.
Okay.
Wow. That's great, though, that it's all-encompassing, pretty much.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Right. And so the other thing I think is vitally important is, so the City Council and Board of Finance just threw a referendum on a new $6 million that I was able to secure at the end of the last session to finish all of our athletic fields on the high school property. So when folks go to the ballot booth in November, I'm asking them to please vote yes, because we have $6 million at that 85% reimbursement. But at the end of the day, we're still well below what anybody ever agreed to pay on this project. So our entire project is at an 85% reimbursement as opposed to the 62% reimbursement that is standard for school projects.
That's amazing.
So being able to save the municipality, millions upon millions of dollars, this extra $6 million literally just completes our entire campus up there. So I'm hoping that everybody can support the referendum and we can complete the entire campus by, the summer of next year.
Wow. So that will include the football fields, soccer fields, baseball fields, and track track field.
No, so the track and football field that I did probably about 8 years ago, maybe 9 years ago now, that stays. That does not come out. That stays where it's at. We're not changing that.
Okay.
What will get redone are the softball fields, the practice fields, the baseball fields that are over towards the access roads behind the current football field now, and the tennis courts.
Oh, right, tennis courts. I forgot about the tennis courts.
Yes, let's not forget about the tennis courts. So all of that grassy area behind the grandstand is what that $6 million is going to go for.
Wow, that's going to be amazing.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's going to be great. Great
So
for the
So we're
city.
very excited about it. Very excited.
That is exciting. Great for the city. Great for the kids. I mean,
And they got that skate park.
yeah,
That's
and
going on right
I
there,
see
too.
they're also like they're moving the skate park to the front. They're rebuilding that basketball court in the front as well.
Oh, the basketball
Right,
court's
so
gonna
that's
go
Park
back
and
there too?
Rec, so it's a totally different project.
Okay.
So that has nothing to do with the school project at all.
Oh, okay. But the skate park, was that on school property at one point, or was that not considered school property?
No, that was in the parking lot over there. That wasn't school property necessarily.
Okay.
That was more city property. So, so that's a city project, not to be confused with the school project.
Okay.
Oh,
Well, great.
And I want to put a couple of things out there as well. To clarify for folks that might have some misinformation. The school is not being built too small. There's plenty of space for all of our students and a 10-year lookout. There is 2 dining areas for our students. The kitchen staff are dietary folks that make sure that our kids have great meals. They will be sharing one massive kitchen, but the high school students will eat on their side, and the middle school students will eat on their side, and they will not be eating together at all. So I want to make sure that the myths that are out there, or the misinformation is corrected, because I think that folks are still a little bit apprehensive. And yes, there will be an open house. I'm not sure when that is. That'll be up to the building committee. But there will be an open house for people to be able to walk through the building. And I know that they wanted to do an open house for the old building for people that went to school there before they tear it down, and I think they're trying to work that out as well.
That would be great. Nostalgia. I would love to visit that old building
will.
one more time before it gets torn down, and I definitely want to see the new building. I'm glad that you did bring up that great point about that it's not too small, and squash some of those myths, because I have heard some of those myths out there. So I'm glad that you brought that up.
Yeah, I get questions about it all the time, and we have to build to code is what our students and our projections are, and so the state, because it's state money, makes us follow the guidelines, and we will follow the guidelines for what our enrollment looks like now and out 10 years. Mm-hmm. And look, if we're blessed to have an influx of enrollment in the next 10 years, and we figure out something to do with it, but right now we are building to the population that we have in the projections for 10 years.
Very nice. All right. So we look forward to hearing about the open house for both buildings. So, you definitely have to keep us kind of abreast of that. And moving on, what I want to talk to you next is about Friendly Hands Food Bank. Exciting stuff.
Big news.
Big news. Let's talk about that.
So I was able to work with Friendly Hands. I know that they were looking for a new building, but they were, really struggling about where to go and how to pay for it. So I was able to get them a $2 million grant. So we purchased a new building. We will be going down. Now it's very public, so I can share the information. We will be going down to Nautilus Gym on Winstead Road. Coach Kaz is relocating his business. I don't know where that is at off the top of my head, but I know he's staying open, just relocating. And the dance studio is able to stay put as well. We're not asking them to go anywhere either. So our goal is to start transitioning some things in October, and then be able to be fully open in January. So it is literally tripling our footprint as far as size. And I know that I'm honored to be on the board at Friendly Hands, and I know that Karen and our board of directors has incredible vision for what we're looking to do at the new location, and we're going to make it more of a grocery store type of a setup as opposed to a walk up and get what we are able to put in your boxes. And so our vision is that, and then we're looking to expand a little bit more as the time progresses on how we can help our veterans and our homeless population better, and to better serve our community as a whole. So there's great things to come in that regard. I'm hoping that as things progress, we'll be able to share more and get you all in at the ground as far as a tour and whatnot. But that is our big news. And we're also working to ensure that stop for the Northwest Connecticut Transit, they have a stop right there at the food bank as well.
That is a great location. There's ample parking in that location. The building is a great size. So I'm really happy for Friendly Hands Food Bank and that new acquisition, and that they're able to move so that they can continue to help all the people in need.
Absolutely. And I think that, a lot of folks believe that we have a lot of walk-up clients down on King Street, which is not true. We have a lot of people that drive up. And so it's become not fair to the residents on King Street for the population that we're trying to serve to, burden the neighborhood. And so trying to get out and be respectful of the neighborhood was the goal, and also to be able to expand. And so we're hoping that we can do both of those things all at the same time. And then the property on King Street will be up for sale. And so if anybody out there is watching is interested in that property, it'll be for sale. Mario Longabuco actually has the listing.
Is it for sale only as a commercial space, or can it just be turned into like a house?
I do not claim to be somebody that would have that answer for you, but I would believe because it is residential that you could make it residential.
All right, you hear that, folks. Contact Mario Longabuco if you're interested in the King Street location, and he'll be able to tell you if you could make it residential or if it's just a commercial property. But as far as Friendly Hands Food Bank, acquiring that new space is just absolutely amazing. I sit on the board as well, on the advisory board, and yes, it's I have driven to the King Street location several times, and it has been hard and tough to park. There's not real parking in that area. So if you have things to drop off or donate, sometimes you have to park across the street and then walk it over. So this location, with the amount of parking that it has, it's going to be great. It's going to be great for everyone.
Right, and the other thing too, Coryse, is as you were mentioning all the great things that we will be able to do, it also has a loading dock over off of Winstead Road, which we don't have now either. Wow. So, right now, when, we were blessed enough to get a donation from the NEAD Foundation, a huge shout out to them for granting us enough money to get a box truck to pick up our deliveries and things. But we don't have a loading dock on King Street, so everything gets loaded somewhere and then gets unloaded outside and then gets hand shelved, taken. And so you're doing like quadruple the amount of work. Yeah. So by being able to have a loading dock over off of Winstead Road as well, that enables folks to be able to load and unload, not in the inclement conditions, and to be able to do it in a much more, a safe manner, and at the same time, healthier manner, because you're not doing that multiple times. So I'm excited about that as well. We were, like I said, able to as well, and go out and deliver things to different communities in the box truck.
Yeah, that's great. Great for Friendly Hands Food Bank. Great news. Michelle, you seem to be cutting in and out, but we're coming to the end of our time with you. So I want to thank you for calling in. I know you have a very busy night ahead of you. So have fun, and thank you so much for calling in.
And Michelle, I do need that yard sign.
Oh yes.
I need like maybe 3 or 4 of them. Just to represent Michelle Cook. You know what I'm saying?
I appreciate that. Thank you so much. And before we get off of here, I do want to just take a minute to recognize that tomorrow is 9/11. And we know that was a devastating day for our country. And so our North End Fire Department and all of our men and women in blue will ensure that we do not forget that here in Torrington. So if people are listening tonight, make sure that you get out there tomorrow morning at 8:30.
Oh, wow, yeah.
Yep, 9/11 tomorrow. A very sad day for the nation. I was at UConn when that happened, and days later found out that my aunt was in one of the buildings. So yes, it's definitely
I'm so sorry.
Something close to heart.
So again, if anybody's out and around tomorrow, 8:30 in the morning at the North End Fire Department.
North End Fire Department. Thank you so much, Michelle. We look forward to speaking to you next week on another episode of What's Cooking. And you have a great night.
You too, hon. Take care, folks. Talk to you soon.
Bye now.
Bye-bye.
All right.
Great.
Yeah, since the kids have been back to school, I'm no longer looking at dates. You're just like, what's today? Monday? What do we have? What do we have?
Right.
And so, Michelle just mentioned 9/11, and I completely forgot that
I
tomorrow is
yeah.
9/11.
Yeah.
Like I said, my aunt was in one of the buildings. May she rest in peace. But that was definitely I remembered sitting in my dorm room, waiting to get in the shower because my roommate was in the shower at the time. And I'm like, I got to get in the shower. I need to get to class. But I remember sitting there watching TV and I'm like, is this a movie? What am I watching? It just looked like paper crumbling.
Yeah.
It was the wildest thing to see.
I was actually in court.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I was in court, traffic court, and they pulled out the TV and we're like, and people were like, is it terrorism? I'm like, what do you think? 2 planes like hit a building. Like, what do you mean? Like, I mean, it was like you said, it was like so hard. Like, it was like unbelievable. You know
It really
what I'm
was
saying?
unbelievable.
It was like
Yeah.
unbelievable.
So 9/11, 8:30 at the North End Fire Department. The North End Fire Department, if I'm correct, that's the one close to Winston Road.
Yeah.
So 8:30 there'll be a little service if there
Interested in
tomorrow morning. 9/11.
All right.
Never forget.
Sponsors. All right, our sponsors come to you by Toth Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington. Better protection, better value. He can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at tothins@optonline.net. To Mel Brickman and Health Market, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite number 1 in Torrington. Better call Mel.
Oh, she's on it this time.
She's on it. And they can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarkets.com/local-health-ins. To the Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington. And the Chambers is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. And to Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. They can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
All right. Thank you to our sponsors once again. Are you going to do the shout outs now or are we waiting on that a little?
We're going to wait on that.
Okay, we're going to wait on that.
We're going to wait on that.
So while we have this a little time here, I want to talk more about culture in the courtyard. Have you ever been up to 5 Points Art Gallery at 855?
I have. University Drive, I have been up there, yes.
Yeah, that was the old Yukon. And the building is pretty much still the same, but it's like art everywhere. It's an amazing transformation of what they've done with this with the space. And then it still has a courtyard like right in the middle. That's absolutely mind-blowing.
Nice.
It's a
God,
beautiful
so nice.
courtyard. And
It's
so,
nice.
to be able to throw this event there, this fundraising event there is going to be amazing. The space is nice. It's going to be a nice fall night. We're going to have music. We're going to have entertainment. We're going to have raffle. Again, we're going to have photographs and different books.
Art exhibits, everything.
Art exhibits. There's also in the auditorium going to be shown the John Brown Project, which is an award-winning documentary that Jacques and Culture for Cause was a part of.
Dan Morrison.
Actually,
Dan's in Alabama right now getting another award for the John Brown Project.
Wow, look at that. And it's gotten over 3 awards already, I believe.
Yep.
It's an amazing documentary with lots of history. If you have nothing doing that night, matter of fact, if you have anything during that night, drop what you're doing and come on down.
That's right.
To Culture in the Courtyard. That's Saturday, September 21st from 5:30 p.m. to 8 p.m. at 855 University Drive in Torrington. It's going to be an amazing night.
Amazing.
Yeah,
Yes.
amazing night. So we hope to see you all there. And again, if you'd like to win a ticket for that tonight, okay, you just need to guess which one of these 4 photos we went with. 1, 2, 3, 4. You just need to call in and tell us number 1, number 2, number 3, or number 4. We already made the choice. We want to know if you can tell us which one we went with. The number to call is 860-361-9985.
9985. Yep.
9985.
You got it.
So
right.
call in. We're going to let you look at these photos once again. Can you hold that up closer? Take a good look at those photos. You can call in today or call in next Tuesday, or even visit our website, the Culture for a Cause Facebook page.
Are you going to ask me why I keep moving my fingers?
Why do you keep moving your
I don't
fingers?
know. It just looks cool on camera. I don't know. It just looks cool. I don't know.
You can go to our Facebook page, Culture for a Cause Facebook page. The contest is on there as well. You can win a ticket to Culture in the Courtyard, and that's going to be Saturday, September 21st. The weather should be great, a nice, cool night to enjoy some nice music, some hors d'oeuvres. There's going to be a wine tasting, a cognac tasting. I mean, you can't go wrong. You're going to be entertained.
It's a great night.
Yeah, you're going to be fully entertained. You're going to enjoy yourself.
Might have to take an Uber. I'll tell you that right now.
For a tasting?
Yeah. I mean, my tasting, I taste.
He tastes.
When I taste, I taste. You know what I'm saying? So, this coffee is good, though.
Yeah, the coffee is great. It's a little hot a minute ago, but, it's cooled down now.
Yeah.
All right. Kareem, I believe you're doing something with both.
Yeah, both is, I don't know.
We're not sure what both is.
Don't even know what that is.
But at this time, what we'd like to do is show Pascal, who's a great real estate agent. We do have a clip of hers that we'd like to show. Do we have that clip ready to roll? In 1 minute.
Okay.
All right. Here we go. Over to Pascal.
Have you seen headlines talking about the increase in foreclosures in today's housing market? If so, they may leave you feeling a bit uneasy about what's ahead. But remember, these clickbait titles don't always give you the full story. The truth is, if you compare the current numbers with what usually happens in the market, you'll see there's no need to worry. Let's put the headlines into perspective. The increase the media is calling attention to is misleading. That's because they're only comparing the most recent numbers to a time where foreclosures were at historic lows. And that's what's making it sound like a bigger deal than it is. In 2020 and 2021, the moratorium and forbearance program helped millions of homeowners stay in their homes, allowing them to get back on their feet during a very challenging period. And when the moratorium came to an end, there was an expected rise in foreclosures. But just because foreclosures are up, it doesn't necessarily mean that the housing market is in trouble. Instead of comparing today's numbers with the last few abnormal years, it's better to compare to long-term trends, specifically to the housing crash, since that's what people worry will happen again. Take a look at this graph. It uses foreclosure data from Adam, a property data provider, to show foreclosure activity has been consistently lower since the crash in 2008. So, while foreclosure filings are up in the latest report, it's clear this is nothing like it was back then. In fact, we're not even back at the levels we had seen in more normal years like 2019. As Rick Sharga, founder and CEO of the CJ Patrick Company, explains, foreclosure activity is still only at about 60% of pre-pandemic levels. That's largely because buyers today are more qualified and less likely to default on their loans. Delinquency rates are still low, and most homeowners have enough equity to keep them from going into foreclosure. As Molly Bozel, principal economist at CoreLogic, says, U.S. mortgage delinquency rates remained healthy in October, with the overall delinquency rate unchanged from a year earlier and the serious delinquency rate remaining at a historic low. Borrowers in later stages of delinquencies are finding alternatives to defaulting on their home loans. The reality is, while increasing, the data shows a foreclosure crisis is not where the market is today or where it's headed. Bottom line is, even though the housing market is experiencing an unexpected rise in foreclosures, it's nowhere near the crisis levels seen when the housing bubble burst. If you have questions about what you're hearing or reading about the housing market, let's connect.
All right, Pascal Nee, Jane with Sotheby's. She's a great real estate agent. It's got great insight. You definitely should give her a call or visit her page. But moving on, we do have a caller, and I believe it's Anaya. So let's go to Anaya. Anaya, how are you?
Good, good.
Hey,
How
what's
are
going
you
on,
doing?
Anaya?
We're
Thanks
good.
for having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem, no problem. So Anaya, tell us a little more. Like I mentioned you because I know that you're going to be at Culture
One
in
of
the
the
Courtyard,
artists.
and you're going to be showing
Yes,
some of your is it photographs? Is it
Artwork,
your artwork,
paintings.
paintings?
yes. So I'm going to have some of my paintings showcased at the fundraiser next weekend.
Yeah, it's going to be a great fundraising event for Culture for a
Yes,
Cause. And
some
thank
of
you
my
for joining us.
yes, absolutely. Thank you for having me again. I just wanted to elaborate a little bit on my pieces
Yes, I was going to
from
ask that.
my Untitled 23 series.
Okay.
So I'll be showcasing some of the pieces from there. Yes.
Now, how long have you been painting?
So, honestly, I feel like I've been, an all-around creative my entire life, primarily doing photography, but painting, I would say maybe in high school I started picking up a paintbrush. Definitely when I was in undergrad at the University of Hartford Art School, I dived more into different mediums that way. So
Oh.
I've really been doing a lot of creativity my whole life, but painting's kind of newer in regards to photography
Now,
anyway.
when did you go to UHart?
I graduated 2021, right during the pandemic, which was very interesting. But so I went there. I got my bachelor's in fine art in photography. It was a 4-year program. It was pretty cool.
Nice, nice. And so tell us a little more about your paintings. How many pieces are you going to be showcasing at the event?
Yes, there will be 5 pieces from the series there, the ones that have not been purchased yet, which is very exciting. So I'm going to be showcasing some of my newest pieces from 2023.
Okay, what size paintings are these?
I believe they're 16 by 20. They're on canvas board, so not too big, but definitely a great size.
And are they already framed, or are they just on the canvas and then people can purchase them and frame them themselves?
I like to keep. You're right. Yes, I like to keep my canvases open so the customer can feel free to frame it however they like.
Very nice. I can't wait to see these paintings. I have not seen one of your paintings
She has
yet.
some beautiful paintings, yeah.
Oh, I can't wait to
So,
share them.
yeah.
They'll be on my Instagram very soon and uploaded on my website at akseditions.com.
Oh, speaking of AKS, can you tell us a little more about, this is your company, AKS Designs. Can you tell us a little more about AKS?
Yes, AKS Editions LLC is my fine art business / company where I host events and showcase my work made from digital works, physical paintings, of course photography. I do installation work as well. more information will be uploaded on my website very soon. I'm very excited to share that right now, actually, as I just graduated with my master's in psychology doing online courses. So getting back in the groove of the art scene and making sure that all of my content is online is definitely a must for me. I'm so glad to be able to share it with you.
Very nice. Well, we're glad to have you a part of Culture for a Cause and Culture in the Courtyard. And we look forward to just seeing your paintings and you sharing that with everyone.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And I'm so excited to be there and just share the message of arts and culture in the Northwest corner, and just in general, arts is so necessary, and the creatives are here and here to stay.
Yeah, it's for sure, for sure. Now, how long have you lived in the Northwest corner?
I could say confidently 18 years. I grew up in Brooklyn, and I moved to Torrington when I was about 6 years old. So I went to elementary, high school there. I've been there for a while now.
Oh, wow. Yeah, that is, you're a definite staple resident at this point, 18 years for sure. Very nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
Now, Anaya, can you just tell our listening audience do you have a website? How would they contact you, or how would they view any of your paintings?
Sure, yes. So my paintings are still to be uploaded. I'm having some technical difficulties with the uploading part of the website right now, but it will be on my website at akseditions.com, as well as my Instagram, and I'm sure it will be on justcreatives.org at some point.
Okay, and if you want to see them before that, come to the Culture in the Courtyard event, fundraising event, next Saturday, September 21st at, I'm drawing a blank here. Help me out. I've said it so many times.
855 University Drive.
5 Points Art Gallery.
Yes.
Don't
At 855
University Drive.
What's that?
Yes. It's going to be at the center. There's a gallery in Torrington, but they also have this ginormous center where all the fine arts and visual arts is kept, and that is at 855. You were going to say
University Drive. Yep,
University
855
Drive.
University Drive. That's the old UConn. It's a great campus.
Yes.
And we look forward to seeing you next Saturday and seeing your paintings. I'm sure they're absolutely amazing and wonderful, as you are.
Thank you. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, and we'll see you next Saturday.
Yes, thank you guys for having me. This was great, and I'll see you guys soon.
All right. Bye now.
All right, bye.
Later.
All right, so that was Anaya from AKS Editions Designs. She's an amazing person. Very smart.
I viewed her website and viewed her page, and her artwork is great. Her content is good. You know, she's all over. So she's all over the place. New York, down in Manhattan, Brooklyn. She's all over the place.
Very nice.
Wow.
Very nice.
Great content.
So if you'd like to see her paintings, come next Saturday to Culture in the Courtyard.
Yes.
Now, Kareem, do you want to go ahead and do our shout-outs?
T-Town Shout-Outs is sponsored by Torrington Downtown Partners, growing downtown Torrington one business at a time. To Dawn's Getaway, located at 24 Winstead Road in Torrington. To Christie's Restaurant, located at 545 Winstead Road in Torrington. Health Insurance Services, located at 438 Main Street in Torrington. Wall and Fraunhofer, located at 117 Main Street in Torrington. To Soul Latina Cafe, located at 3100 First Street in Torrington. To Jimmy's Store, located at 1238 East Main Street in Torrington. To 5 Point Arts Center, located at 855 University Drive in Torrington. And to George Music, located at 905 New Harrington Road in Torrington. And to our big city sponsors, Tote Insurance Agency, located at 1151 East Main Street in Torrington, Connecticut. Better protection, better value. They can be reached at 860-496-7771 and on the web at toteins@optonline.net. to Mel Brickman and Health Market, located at 16 McDermott Ave, Suite Number 1 in Torrington, Connecticut. Better call Mel. They can be reached at 860-307-1128 and on the web at healthmarkets.com/local/health-ins. To the Chamber of Commerce, located at 59 Field Street, Suite 120 in Torrington. And the Chambers is the place to be. They can be reached at 860-482-6586. To Dr. Michael Curry, located at 30 Peck Road, Suite 2105 in Torrington. Pediatric care for over 50 years. He can be reached at 860-482-8177 and on the web at torringtonpediatrics.com.
Thank you to all our sponsors. We have so much coming up between this month and next month. The WOW Forum is coming.
Oh, yeah.
Which is October 4th, I believe. Friday, October 4th. I was a speaker last year. I was one of the keynote speakers last year. This year, they're going to have an amazing set of speakers that you are not going to want to miss this. And men, it's fine. You can come.
Yeah, you put up this whole thing last year about it, and I'm like, daggone, where was I?
It was great. It was an amazing event. Did you go last year?
I didn't go last year, but I did go in 2022, and I went the year in 2019 and a couple years before that. So I've been to quite a few of them. They're really great events. A lot of networking.
Yeah.
Very informative. So they're a great community connection event.
They are a great community connection event. And this is going to be their 20th anniversary.
Wow.
20th anniversary. So they've been doing this for 20 years. They've had speakers like Felicia Rashad, I believe, Gail King. They've had
Felicia Rashad was there?
I believe so. One of the first few, the first, like the early years.
Right.
Gail King. They had,
wow.
Gail King was a speaker before she moved on to.
Yeah, before she got,
Before she became Oprah's best friend, probably.
Yeah,
And she moved on to bigger and better. But
she's not coming back to Torrington. I'll tell you that right now.
She does give Connecticut a lot of love, though. Even on her morning show, she always shouts out Connecticut and her Channel 3 family, because that's where she was first. A reporter.
Really?
Yeah, on Channel 3.
Okay.
Channel 3. So she always gives, like, Scott Haney and everyone on Channel 3 shout outs every morning. So that's warming. But yeah, the WOW Forum, Culture in the Courtyard, which is next Saturday. There's going to be a lot of different events coming up, and stay with us, stay tuned to us, and we're going to be mentioning all these events and bringing it to you, our listening audience, as well.
Yeah, and I also got another show.
Oh, Kareem, let's talk about your show.
On a local cable network as well. It's called Flavors. It's a cooking show that I have, and I'm telling all my secrets. I just made this phenomenal wing.
Kareem has my mouth watering.
Yeah.
Because while we were showing Pascal's clip there, Kareem started talking about pumpkin
spice wings. And
my mouth is just like,
I'm telling you, it's something
Am I
so
drooling?
different.
I'm sorry.
It's something so different, and that a lot of cooks that I've ran into, they never tasted them. So
I've never tasted it, and apparently you were sharing it yesterday.
Yeah, I was sharing it yesterday.
And you did not give me a call.
No, it was a spur of the moment thing. I didn't know what happened.
I mean, you knew what you were doing today. You could have saved a
I
couple.
know.
And he could have made a couple.
Yeah,
and brought them in for us, and we could have been sitting here like, sorry guys, but we got to eat this wing here.
We're gonna take another break.
Y'all see me sweating because I'm in the hot seat right now. You know what I'm saying?
We would have been taking several breaks today if Kareem brought those wings in. But Kareem, I think that's something you should do on one of our shows. Bring in a dish.
Yeah, I would definitely do that. I would definitely
Make something,
do that.
Bring it in. Let us all sample it. I mean, pumpkin spice wings just sounds absolutely amazing.
So I want to know, do you make like a separate dipping sauce for those? Because usually people dip the ranch and.
No, I'm forcing it on everyone. It's not a separate thing. It's It's just coated in
And you don't need to dip it in anything.
no, not
I
at
love
all. Not at all. And it's like I like a crunchy wing. I like a
too.
crispy wing and it's airy. It's oh my God, it's amazing. Sunday I was at tailgating event and I made a big thing and they were like my little guinea pigs, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So I'm like, oh, so I made them and they're like, yo, this is crazy. My neighbor just called me today and was like, yo, those wings, why did you do that to me? Because I want more now.
Oh
So
my gosh! And if you don't stop talking, I'm gonna show up at your
I
house
know
in
it's
the next hour and be
crazy.
like,
It's
Kareem,
crazy.
you need to
It's
make those wings
crazy.
right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm telling
They
you.
sound amazing. I mean, fall is the season for everything pumpkin. I just
Yes.
saw a recipe for pumpkin cinnamon rolls,
Yes.
and that looked amazing. I bought cinnamon rolls the other day from March Farms. First of all, their cinnamon rolls are, oh my gosh. I mean, the icing on the top, it's nice and soft and it's amazing. So I can't imagine, like, I can only imagine what pumpkin cinnamon rolls taste like. Like,
I know.
And you got the apple, you got the with the apple donuts, the
Apple
yes,
cider.
the
apple cider
apple cider
donuts.
donuts. Oh my
Oh, a
God.
nice
it's-
warm apple cider donut. Oh,
And I also do these events like around. So you might catch me at one of your local events, just interviewing people. You know, that's another show that I cover most of the events out here. And you might see a kid on there, you might see yourself on there. You know, I'm just got to be
you never know
camera
where
friendly,
Kareem's gonna pop
where I'm gonna
up.
pop up.
So
But this
Kareem,
is
where's your cooking show? What day is it going to be airing on
well,
the
I signed the
Access
contracts.
channel?
I signed the contracts last week, so we're gonna have to talk about that.
Okay.
We're gonna have
Okay.
to talk about
So
that. But,
look for it coming soon. Coming soon.
so this is your first show.
Yes.
Yeah. What do you
Yeah.
think so
What do you
far?
think?
You think you're going to come back and join us?
I think I will. Yeah, I enjoy it. I enjoy talking about the things going on up here. I feel like there's some really fun and exciting things that happen
Mhm.
in Northwest Connecticut that nobody knows about.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, we have a really big art community here, and then there's the opportunity for a lot of businesses, and we have a lot of small business up here, which I think is really nice and very cool. It's different than being
In
somewhere
a big
like
city.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah,
It is.
where you
Because
have
you have that nice country feel.
yeah,
But we're like the perfect backdrop for art. We
yes.
really are. We're the perfect backdrop for art. Now, Northwestern, that's near the mural project, American Mural
Yes,
Project.
we're right
isn't
down
it?
the street from the
Have you
American
been in?
Museum. Yes, I have.
I
Wow.
believe they have an event coming up soon.
They usually have some. They've started to do some semi monthly events, so they do bi-monthly. They'll have some musicians come in, so always checking out for what they have going on.
Oh, I
Whiting
think
Mills
the
has
chamber
so many.
has an event coming up at the American the Chamber of
Yes.
Commerce is going to have an event there.
Really?
Yeah, very soon.
They've had some live jazz bands up there.
Yeah.
They also pair off sometimes with Whiting Mills to
Oh.
demonstrate some of the projects. There's a lot of artists up in Whiting Mills, so it's a really cool project. We encourage our students to go there and check things out. And the same goes for, places like the Warner. We encourage our students to check out what they have for not only lessons, but also just getting engaged with theater, just anything that they can kind of get their hands on. And we also have a lot of students who love to do karaoke in downtown.
Oh,
so
yeah.
something I even enjoy doing is
I
going to
love
Sawyer's
karaoke.
and
I
doing
love
karaoke.
Yeah.
But I've heard Crossroads is another great spot for
Yeah.
if you're not doing a Wednesday,
Yep,
there's
yep,
an
there's
opportunity
one on
to go on a
Thursday.
Thursday.
Yep,
So
and Saturday.
mhm.
And Saturday. So
I do
yeah.
have a good time doing that. So
Oh, so I'm gonna catch you out. You might catch me, singing a tune or two.
He can sing. He can sing and rap. He's
I
a
like
great
to
singer.
think I can sing, but I I stick to the karaoke these days. I don't do anything else anymore.
I do the karaoke thing. That's
Mhm.
I do the cover songs.
Yeah.
I don't have no songs of my own, but
No, neither do I.
I-
But folks, I want to thank you so much for tuning in with CT Views.
CT Views.
Please, please, please call in, vote, and we'll see you here next Tuesday, same time, 6 p.m. We look forward to you calling in. I'm going to hold this up, or Kareem's going to hold this up one last time. And we'll see you guys next
See
week.
you next week.